Olivia thought her marriage was perfect, until the house started whispering secrets. At first, it was small things, picture frames falling, doors creaking at night. Then she saw them, her husband, in her own bedroom, with the housekeeper. And that's when she realized, the house had been watching all along. Olivia loved the house the moment she saw it. Tall windows. Old wooden floors. A long staircase that curved up to the second floor. It was the kind of house that felt alive. Daniel didn't agree. It creaks too much, he said. It's just old, Olivia replied with a smile. The realtor laughed. Old houses always have personality. Olivia thought that sounded charming. Daniel thought it sounded creepy. But they bought the house anyway. And the first night they slept there, something strange happened. At 2:17 in the morning, Olivia woke up. A loud crash echoed from the hallway. She jumped out of bed. Daniel, did you hear that? Daniel groaned. Probably the pipes. But Olivia walked into the hallway anyway. And that's when she saw it. Their wedding photo. Shattered on the floor. The glass was broken. The frame cracked. But something about it felt wrong. Every other picture on the wall was perfectly straight. Only their wedding photo had fallen. Olivia picked it up slowly. That's weird. She set the photo on the table. Then went back to bed. But as she slept, the old house creaked quietly, almost like it was trying to say something. 2 weeks later, their neighbor recommended a housekeeper. Her name was Marta. She was quiet, efficient, and strangely comfortable inside the house. Almost too comfortable. On her very first day, she walked through the rooms like she had lived there for years. Opening cabinets, finding cleaning supplies, even fixing a loose drawer in the kitchen. Olivia was impressed. You already know your way around. Marta smiled politely. I learn quickly. Daniel didn't say much. But Olivia noticed something. When Marta bent down to pick up a towel, Daniel was staring at her. Not casually. Not politely. Staring. Marta noticed too. For a brief moment. Their eyes met. Neither of them looked away. Then Marta stood up and walked past him. And the hallway light flickered. Just once. Olivia didn't notice. But the house did. One afternoon Olivia came home earlier than expected. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Daniel, she called out. No answer. She set her bag down. Then heard something upstairs. Footsteps. Coming from the master bedroom. Olivia walked up the stairs slowly. Each step creaked under her feet. The bedroom door was slightly open. She pushed it gently. The room was empty. No Daniel. No Marta. But the bed was messy. The sheets were twisted. Like someone had just been lying there. Olivia frowned. Daniel wasn't supposed to be home. But when Daniel returned that evening, he sounded casual. I worked in my office all afternoon. Olivia didn't argue. But later that night, she found something under the bed. A small black hair tie. Marta's hair was always tied back. A week later, Olivia forgot her laptop. So she drove back home. She wasn't supposed to be there. And that's when she heard it. Laughter. Coming from upstairs. Her heart skipped. She stepped inside quietly. Then suddenly, crash. A glass shattered in the kitchen. Olivia rushed in. A wine glass lay broken on the floor. But something made her pause. The glass came from the top cabinet. The highest shelf. The one Olivia almost never used. She looked toward the stairs again. Now the house was silent. Later that evening, Daniel claimed he had been napping. Olivia nodded slowly. But something in her chest felt tight. Something wasn't right. And deep inside the walls, the house creaked again. Over the next few weeks, Olivia began noticing patterns. Small things. Tiny details. Whenever she left the house, something changed. A towel moved. A door unlocked. The bedsheets slightly wrinkled. It happened too often to be random. She mentioned it to Daniel. He laughed. You're imagining things. Maybe he was right. But Olivia couldn't shake the feeling. Something was happening inside the house. Something she couldn't see. So one evening, Olivia ordered a small security camera. She didn't tell Daniel. She didn't tell Marta. She simply installed it in the hallway. Then she waited. 3 days later, Olivia checked the footage. At first it looked normal. Empty hallway. Sunlight through the windows. Then suddenly, Daniel appeared. But he wasn't alone. Marta walked behind him. They looked around carefully. Then they walked upstairs together. Olivia stopped breathing. 20 minutes later, they came back down. Daniel stood close to her. Too close. Then he kissed her. Right there in the hallway. Marta smiled. Then walked out the front door. Olivia stared at the screen. Her chest felt hollow. But she didn't cry. She didn't scream. Instead, she opened a shopping website and ordered more cameras. Olivia didn't confront Daniel. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. Instead, she started planning. Over the next few days, she installed more cameras. One in the living room. One near the staircase. One hidden inside a smoke detector. Daniel never noticed. Marta never noticed. The house simply watched. And the cameras recorded everything. Within days, the affair became obvious. Daniel and Marta stopped being careful. They met in the living room. They whispered in the kitchen. Sometimes they even laughed. Like Olivia didn't exist. But Olivia watched every clip. Every betrayal. Every lie. Her heartbreak slowly turned into something colder. Something sharper. Something patient. Because now, she knew the truth. And the house knew it too. One night Olivia opened another video clip. Daniel and Marta were sitting on the couch. Marta looked nervous. What if she finds out? She asked. Daniel laughed. A slow, arrogant laugh. She won't. Marta tilted her head. Why are you so sure? Daniel leaned back comfortably. Because Olivia needs me. Marta smirked. And if she does find out? Daniel shrugged. She'd fall apart without me. Olivia paused the video. The room was silent. For a long moment. She just stared at the screen. Then she closed the laptop. And opened a new browser tab. She searched for one thing. Divorce lawyer. 2 days later. Olivia sat across from a lawyer. She showed her the videos. Every single one. The lawyer watched carefully. Then she leaned back in her chair. Well, she said slowly. This changes everything. Olivia frowned. What do you mean? The lawyer smiled. In this state, documented adultery matters. A lot. If Olivia proved Daniel's affair, she could receive almost everything in the divorce. The house. The savings. Even some of Daniel's investments. Olivia sat quietly, processing the information. Then she asked one question. Should I confront him? The lawyer shook her head. Not yet. Her smile widened slightly. Let him keep digging. So Olivia played her role perfectly. She cooked dinner every night. She laughed at Daniel's stories. She thanked Marta for cleaning the house. Daniel relaxed. He stopped being careful. Soon, he started bringing Marta into the master bedroom. Their bedroom. Olivia watched the footage late at night. Each video hurt. But she kept watching. Because every clip was another piece of evidence. Another nail in Daniel's coffin. But one night, the cameras captured something unexpected. Something Olivia had never seen before. In one recording, Daniel suddenly left the bedroom. He walked down the hallway, straight into his home office. The hallway camera followed everything. Daniel closed the door. A few seconds later, he moved a painting on the wall. Behind it was a safe. Olivia's heart skipped. She had lived in this house for months. She had never seen that safe before. Daniel typed a code. The door opened. Inside were several thick folders. He grabbed a few documents, then closed the safe, and returned upstairs to Marta. Olivia replayed the footage 3 times. Something about those papers looked strange. Very strange. The next morning, Olivia sent screenshots to her lawyer. The lawyer called within minutes. Her voice sounded serious. Olivia, we may have a bigger problem. The documents showed financial transfers. Large ones. Millions of dollars moving between companies. Companies that looked fake. Shell companies. The lawyer hesitated. This could be fraud. Olivia felt her stomach drop. Her husband wasn't just cheating. He might be stealing money. A lot of money. Suddenly the affair seemed small. Because Daniel might be involved in something far worse. And the cameras were still recording everything. A week later, Olivia told Daniel she had to leave town. A work conference. 2 days away. Daniel barely hid his excitement. Have a good trip, he said. But Olivia didn't go to the conference. Instead, she parked her car down the street. Laptop open. Watching the cameras live. Right on schedule. Marta arrived. Daniel opened the door with a grin. Within minutes they were upstairs. Laughing. Careless. Confident. Olivia watched silently. Then she picked up her phone. And made a call. But not to her lawyer. She called the police. 2 hours later, police cars surrounded the house. Daniel panicked. Officers entered with a warrant. They went straight to the office. Straight to the painting. Straight to the safe. Inside, they found everything. Fraud records. Fake accounts. Millions of dollars stolen from Daniel's company. Daniel shouted. He accused Olivia. You set me up. But the detective shook his head. Actually, you set yourself up. Because the hallway camera recorded every time Daniel opened the safe. Every single time. But then the detective asked Olivia something strange. Did you know this house already had cameras? Olivia blinked. What? The detective explained slowly. Years ago, the previous owner installed a hidden security system. Tiny cameras inside the walls. Most people never noticed them. When Olivia installed her cameras, they accidentally connected to the same system. Which meant something unbelievable. The house had been recording long before Olivia suspected the affair. Long before Marta arrived. The detective showed Olivia an older clip. Daniel in his office. Talking on the phone. Discussing illegal transfers. Planning the fraud. The house had captured everything. Every secret. Every crime. The house had been watching the whole time. Weeks later, Daniel's life collapsed. The fraud charges sent him to prison. The divorce destroyed him financially. Because of the affair. And the crimes. Olivia received almost everything. The money. The assets. And the house. One quiet evening, Olivia walked slowly down the hallway. The house was silent again. Peaceful. She stopped at the staircase. Their wedding photo hung there. Perfectly straight. Olivia stared at it for a moment. Then whispered softly, "Thank you." The old floorboards creaked gently beneath her feet. Almost like a reply. Because houses remember betrayal. And sometimes, they decide who deserves to stay.